Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at the Hero Change Gear Earth Brace from Tomica Kizuna Gattai Earth Granner. So that's a bit of a mouthful. But in any case, this is the main henshin device for Earth Granner. They basically wear these on their wrists, as you can see pictured here, and then they slot the car in, and that's how they transform into these forms here. Have kind of a Sentai vibe going on as far as the transformations go. I don't know if we'll get further characters later on in the show. I hope we do. I hope it's more than just these two forever, but still pretty cool. So it does come with a translucent variant of the red car. I think this says clear red version. So there you go. Taking a look on this side, it just shows you what you get in the box, the car and the brace. Over here shows how you can use the cars with, of course, the brace, the sword gun combo, and then, of course, the vehicles. I feel like these are basically the same thing. I don't really know why they're featured on here twice. Bottom, not really anything exciting going on. Again, just shows you a little bit how the brace works, tells you to put the other cars in, shows you the 4 that are available right now. I do have these 2, but I have not reviewed them yet, so I will show how they work when I review them. I'll show how they work with the brace. And then you can see how the picture kind of swivels down to the side there, which is pretty cool. So, not bad for packaging. Pretty colorful, very fun. The other thing I think it's neat is they're taking after Rider, where the picture is on the large side, whereas, you know, back in the day, this would have been the front of the box, but they have swiveled, and now they do it like Bandai does it, so that's interesting. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here you go. Here is the clear red Tomica. Or I guess I should say it's the Core Granner Leo. I always name these incorrectly, but I think Core Granner Leo is correct. But I like the translucent red. It's almost like a light orange. It's not super red. It's a little bit lighter, but still very cool. Nice gold paint. Silver here, a little bit of accent colors around. Looks pretty good. Does have the on and off switch, as you can see right there. And if you ever need to change the watch batteries, that it does come with the batteries already included, but if you ever need to change them, you just unscrew that little panel right there. So pretty cool. Here is the brace itself. You have a little bit of stickers. Have some nice gold chrome. All this green is paint, I believe. You have a little sticker right here. On and off switch right here. 2 AAA batteries go in here. You just unscrew this panel, pop them right in. It does come with the brace already, or I should say the strap already fed through. It does not fit my wrist. It comes fairly close, but it does not fit me, so I will not be wearing it during this review, unfortunately. Now, I don't know, the fact that there's only a red and a blue here makes me think maybe there is only going to be 2, or maybe whoever comes along will get a different henshin device, which is also possible. So we'll see how that goes. But before I dive into, you know, using the car in the brace, I want to kind of take a closer look at the car and do some comparisons with the existing red cars. Alright, so here are all 4 versions of the red car, the Leo Core Granner that I have. This one, actually, you can see that this is also kind of a translucent sparkly red, but it's much darker. This one actually came with a Terubi magazine, and I was going to do a video on it by itself, but it really doesn't do much on its own, and without the brace, it really does nothing. It does not have any electronics of its own, as you can see. It does have a QR code. It does work with the brace, which of course we'll take a look at. And I think there is a speaker in there, so I don't think it has any electronics, but I think when you connect it to the brace, it must draw from the batteries with these panels here, and that makes this thing make a sound, but it doesn't make a sound on its own. There's no button in here. That's my guess anyway, because I'm pretty sure when I played with it earlier, the sound actually does come from the car. But it rolls nicely. It's just translucent red. Well, it does say Core Granner Leo on the side, but otherwise there's no paint. Like this section or this section isn't painted. So that is the sparkly translucent Core Granner Leo from the Terubi magazine. This is the translucent one that we just looked at. You can see both translucent but very different And then this is the regular one for the single release. And then this is the one with the Earth Energy green wheels that came with the Leo Cheetah set. So those are the 4 different ones that exist. I'm going to go ahead and turn these on. I'm going to move this guy off to the side since he doesn't make any sounds. I just want to kind of go through these because they do have some different sounds, so I just wanted to show you. So first sound for all 3 is the same. Second sound's the same. So the phrases are similar but different there. So definitely all different there. So they all do the like engine revving sound. All of them have the horn. And then you're back around to the beginning. So they're all mostly similar, I would say. The majority of their sounds are the same, but they do have kind of 1 or 2 phrases in the middle there that are different. So it is kind of worth picking up the variants because the sounds are different, and of course they are aesthetically different as well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this on and off switch right over here. So it says Earth Brace. If you would spin this without anything inserted. So you can see it doesn't really do anything. When you spin this, it's kind of finicky. Sometimes I'll spin it too fast and the needle will go halfway without triggering the sounds. Sometimes if I spin it real slow, the sounds will trigger before I get all the way to the right. So you just kind of have to find the right rhythm. Basically, you just have to turn it a couple times to trigger it to change the colors. And then when it gets to the right, it's supposed to go into the henshin sound, as you'll see. The chrome's nice. The wheel it feels kind of heavy duty. It feels like a pretty decent ratchet there. This little piece feels a little cheesy, I'll be honest. But however far you get the needle across, when you pull this up, it resets the needle, and then you go down. So let's go ahead. First, we'll do the one that came with it first, the clear one. So hit the button 1 time. Did I turn it off? I did. Let's turn it back on. So it has this little like nubbin on the back. You want to make sure that fits down in there and then push it down. So you can see that the sounds do come from the car as well as the brace. Alright, so you can see that most of those sounds came from the car. And you can also see what I meant where I was spinning and it wasn't triggering it until it was well past, like it was on the right and it was just all the way to the right and it still hadn't done it enough times to trigger it. So you don't have to spin it too much. You just kind of have to click it to make it, the speed will increase as you go. At this point, you can do it again. So you can hear there he does the Excel sword attack. That's if you do it a second time after you transform. Now at this point it says if you keep hitting the button, you'll hear some character sounds. I think that's all of them. But I think it's kind of neat. Basically, the sounds are always in the car, but being connected to the brace is what unlocks them. So I think that's kind of cool. Now, as far as I can tell, there's no release or anything for this, so I'm just going to go ahead and just pop it out. Next up, we'll try, this is the normal single release of the car. You know what, I should probably... That'll reset the needle. So transformation there sounds pretty much the same. Did that go all the way down? I feel like it, well, maybe it did. But you can see how I've turned it and it's not triggered it at all yet. I don't know, sometimes I feel like this thing's not the best. Yeah, see there it goes all the way back down. So the transformation and the Excel sword are the same. I've already tested it. It's the same for this one as well. I'm just going to go through and see if any of the character sounds are different. Alright, so I think I've gone all the way around, but I think all of those sounds were different from the first one we tried. I'm going to see if I can just pop this one on and just go straight to the sounds. Oh, you know what? I don't think I turned this on. It's a bad habit of turning them off without realizing it. I guess I should probably transform first. Alright, come on. We get it. Okay. I guess we're going to try the attack first then. Okay. Okay, so it transformed me again? Okay. I think that's all of them. I can't tell if some of the sounds are the same. I'm wondering if the connection with this car just isn't that great, because most of the problems I've had have specifically been with this car. When I was playing with it before I started the review, I had a couple times where I couldn't get it to do the Excel sword. It would just like rev up, and then when it would be time for it to make the sound, it just wouldn't do it. So I don't know. Maybe there's just a weird connection, or the connection with this car just isn't that strong. So I don't know. I'm going to put that one off to the side. We're going to go ahead. We're going to try the Telebikun one here. Okay, there you go. Telebikun right off the bat. We'll see what happens if we transform. That's a new one. Now it just shut off on me. I really don't know what's going on with this. I don't know if maybe the batteries I put it in are low, or maybe it's breaking on me as I'm reviewing it. I really don't know. Alright, well, it's making a lot more sounds than it did the first time I tried this thing off camera, so that's good, I guess. I don't know, something is going on with this. Either I'm not doing it right, or it's getting hung up and it's not triggering. I really don't know what's going on. So I think it's kind of cool that when you first put it on, it says Telebikun. So that's kind of neat. Next up, we will check out Eagle. So let me go ahead and make sure this is on first. And this will be the last one that we try out today. So there you go. We have Granner K. I think maybe I'm getting the hang of this now. Maybe I was over twisting it or something. It seems like you kind of have to give it like a rotation and then give it a second to realize it's jumping to the next level. Okay, I think that's everything. So that should be it for this thing. Those are all the cars I have to try right now. Like I said, as I review more cars, I'll bring the brace out each time so we can hear what those cars do in here. But these are the only 5 that I have to take a look at right now. So I think ultimately this thing is pretty good. You can see I had a little trouble with it during the review, but I think it was mostly user error. I think I kind of found a consistent rhythm towards the end to make sure that it activates and gets all the way to the henshin sounds. I was just probably spinning it too fast, and I think it's one of those kinds of toys where it has that gear inside, and sometimes if you overwind it, you can kind of mess it up, but if you play with it enough, you can kind of get it back to normal. I think that's what's going to happen here. Ultimately, I think it's fun. It's got a lot of compatibility with the different cars, and there should be more cars coming down the line, so there should be a lot of reasons to come back to this, which is nice. The brace or I should say the strap on the brace is definitely small. It's definitely meant for a small child's arm. It does not fit me whatsoever. It was fairly close, but definitely could not get it to work. I do appreciate that this comes with a variant. You have the translucent red car, but I will say the release of these was a little weird in the way that they did the separate brace with the translucent red car, then they did the separate handle toy, the steering wheel, that came with no car. Then they did a combo of the brace and the steering wheel with the translucent blue car. So there was no way to get all of the variants, which I think is weird. I mean, unless you buy like a second brace, which I'm not going to do. Well, I might have to when this one eventually breaks. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just a weird move. I feel like they should have just done the translucent blue car with the steering wheel, and they should have done the translucent red car with this, and then if you bought the combo, just give you both cars or something. It's just weird to me why they would, lock a variant in there, which I think is weird, but it's kind of a bummer. In any case, I think this is good. I cannot remember exactly what this cost. I want to say it was somewhere in the $25 to $30 area before shipping, which I think is fair. You get a lot of nice electronics. There's electronics in the car. There's electronics in the brace. The compatibility with all the different cars is very cool. And I think there's going to be fun to be had. Like I said, it's definitely something we're going to be coming to throughout the run of the show as new cars come out because there's going to be compatibility. So I think there's going to be a lot of play value with this by the time that you're done. So ultimately, I think if you really like the show and you want to invest in this, I think it's a good buy because it's going to have a lot of value throughout the show. Say, for example, the Kirame changer. You play with it for a couple of minutes and you've done everything there is to do and you kind of lose interest. This should have added value down the line as you collect more toys. So that's the incentive to grab this one. But that's going to do it for the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.